Beloved chosen ones, have you ever found yourself wondering, who am I in the grand design of God's creation? Could I truly be one of His chosen ones, destined for a divine mission? If you've felt this question stir within you, you are not alone. Across history, countless hearts have pondered their place in the unfolding story of humanity. What if your life was not a coincidence, but a carefully crafted part of God's plan? Imagine that your unique gifts, your trials, and even your triumphs are threads in a tapestry woven by the Creator Himself. Could it be that you were chosen for something extraordinary? The Bible speaks powerfully of this calling. In John 15:16, Jesus declares, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last." These words remind us that being chosen is not random. It is intentional, purposeful, and profoundly meaningful. But what does it truly mean to be chosen? And more importantly, what type of chosen one are you? Before we dive deeper into this fascinating exploration of the 8 types of chosen ones and their divine missions, I encourage you to affirm your place in this journey by commenting 777 below. Let this sacred number be your declaration of faith and connection to your purpose. To those who have supported this channel through Super Thanks, your generosity is a blessing, and I am deeply grateful. Your contributions help spread this message of hope and divine purpose to others who may need it most. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, as we step into the heart of this discussion, prepare to uncover the unique mission God has placed upon your life. Are you a leader called to inspire others, a healer mending broken spirits, or a visionary shaping a better tomorrow? Each role is vital and brimming with divine significance. Let's discover together which type of chosen one you are and the incredible story God has written for you. God's chosen ones. Who are you among the 8 types of chosen ones and your divine mission? The prophet. Among the many types of chosen ones, the prophet stands as a beacon of divine communication, a bridge between the eternal and the temporal. Bearing such a sacred responsibility brings with it profound challenges and meaning. What might it truly entail? Prophets are those uniquely called to deliver messages from a higher power, offering guidance, warnings, and revelations that shape the course of humanity. This calling requires not only a deep spiritual connection, but also unwavering courage in the face of adversity. Their role is one of both privilege and burden, as they translate divine will into human understanding. Throughout history, prophets have been vessels of divine revelation, entrusted with a profound connection to the higher realms. This connection often manifests through visions, dreams, or direct communication, as seen in the story of Samuel in the Bible. In 1 Samuel 3:10, the young Samuel responds to God's call with, "Speak, for your servant is listening." This moment illustrates the readiness and humility required of a prophet to hear and share divine truth. Whether foretelling future events or delivering moral teachings, the insights prophets provide are not their own. They are the words of a higher power flowing through them. But what does this connection look like in practice? Prophets often receive messages that transcend human understanding, unveiling spiritual truths or calling people to repentance. For example, the prophet Isaiah declared messages of both warning and hope, offering visions of a suffering servant who would redeem the world. Isaiah 53. These revelations serve as a compass, guiding humanity back to divine alignment. Prophets challenge individuals and communities to reflect on their lives, inspiring transformation and obedience to God's will. Ask yourself, if a prophet spoke directly to you today, what truths might they reveal about your life? A defining trait of prophets is their unshakable resolve. Being a prophet is not for the faint of heart. It demands the courage to speak truths that often make people uncomfortable. Jeremiah, known as the weeping prophet, faced rejection and persecution for his warnings to Israel, yet he remained steadfast. In Jeremiah 29, he says, "But if I say, I will not mention his word or speak any more in his name, his word is in my heart like a fire shut up in my bones. I am weary of holding it in. Indeed, I cannot." This fire within exemplifies the prophet's unrelenting drive to fulfill their mission, even when it comes at great personal cost. Prophets are not immune to the struggles of their calling. Their messages often disrupt the status quo, drawing resistance and criticism from those who prefer comfort over change. Yet, true prophets persevere, fueled by their conviction and unwavering faith in the divine source of their mission. Think of John the Baptist, who prepared the way for Jesus by boldly proclaiming a message of repentance, even when it led to his imprisonment and eventual martyrdom. Ultimately, the prophet's mission is to illuminate the path back to God. Their words serve as both a warning and an invitation, reminding humanity of the higher truths that govern life. As you reflect on this role, consider, what messages might you be called to hear or share? Could there be a prophetic voice guiding your life even now, urging you to listen and act? In a world often consumed by distraction and doubt, the voice of the prophet reminds us of the divine calling to live with purpose and integrity. They challenge us to look beyond the surface, seek truth, and align our lives with higher principles. The prophet's journey is a testament to faith, resilience, and the transformative power of divine truth. Are you ready to listen? The hermit. In the stillness of solitude, the hermit, a unique type of chosen one, discovers profound wisdom and self-understanding. Have you ever felt the urge to withdraw from the noise of the world, not out of disdain, but to hear the whispers of your own soul? This is the calling of the hermit. They find their purpose not in the busyness of society, but in the quiet spaces where their thoughts and spirit can roam freely. Solitude for the hermit is not loneliness. It is the fertile ground where the seeds of clarity and enlightenment are sown. The hermit's journey often begins with a longing to understand life's deeper mysteries. This mirrors the biblical example of Elijah, who retreated to the wilderness to hear God's voice. In 1 Kings 19:11, 2-12, Elijah encounters God, not in the wind, earthquake, or fire, but in a gentle whisper. This passage captures the essence of the hermit's quest. True revelation often comes in moments of quiet introspection. By stepping away from the distractions of society, hermits create the space necessary to explore profound questions about existence, purpose, and divinity. Unlike the recluse, who isolates out of fear or bitterness, the hermit cherishes the time spent alone as an opportunity for growth. This solitude is not about running away from people, but about finding balance and reconnecting with their inner self. Hermits often value meaningful connections over superficial ones. They seek relationships that enrich their understanding and provide spiritual or emotional depth. Imagine a hermit sharing their insights during a rare but impactful conversation. Their words, shaped by years of reflection, can provide clarity and wisdom to those who listen. Have you ever met someone whose silence seemed more profound than the noise of the world? The introspective nature of the hermit allows them to process life's complexities in ways others might overlook. In their solitude, they wrestle with life's greatest questions. Who am I? What is my purpose? How can I contribute to the greater good? This mirrors the meditative practices seen in figures like Jesus, who frequently withdrew to pray and reflect. In the Luke 5:16, we are told, "But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed." Like Jesus, the hermit understands that solitude is not an escape. It is a spiritual discipline that brings clarity and strength. Interestingly, while hermits may appear detached from society, they often become its unintentional guides. Their wisdom, cultivated in silence, attracts those seeking understanding. Think of the Socrates, whose simple yet profound questioning influenced countless minds, or Saint Anthony the Great, whose life in the desert inspired early Christian monasticism. People are naturally drawn to hermits because their perspectives are refreshingly unique, offering insights that cut through the noise of everyday life. Have you ever sought advice from someone who spends more time observing than speaking? Their words likely carried a weight born of deep reflection. The hermit's path is not without challenges. Isolation can be misunderstood by others, and the hermit must often defend their choice to step away from conventional roles in society. Yet they persevere, recognizing that their solitude is not a selfish endeavor, but a means to serve a higher purpose. When they do choose to re-engage with the world, their contributions are invaluable. They bring with them wisdom that helps others navigate their own challenges and rediscover the importance of stillness in a chaotic world. Ultimately, the hermit teaches us that solitude is not emptiness, it is fullness, a sacred opportunity to reconnect with ourselves and the divine. As you consider the hermit's journey, ask yourself, what might I discover if I embraced moments of quiet reflection? Could the answers I seek be waiting in the stillness? The hermit's story reminds us all to pause, listen, and find meaning in the spaces where the world grows silent. The healer. Among the chosen ones, the healer carries a sacred mission to mend the broken, soothe the suffering, and restore balance to body, mind, and spirit. Have you ever encountered someone whose very presence seemed to ease your burdens? Someone who seemed to intuitively know your pain and offer relief? This is the essence of the healer, a chosen individual gifted with the extraordinary ability to heal wounds that extend beyond the physical realm. Whether through touch, words, or simply their presence, healers radiate hope, acting as a balm for the weary and wounded. The healer's gift is both innate and cultivated. In Mark 5:34, Jesus tells a woman healed of her suffering, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering." This story captures the profound connection between faith, compassion, and healing, a connection that every healer understands intuitively. Healers often possess an almost supernatural sense of what is needed to bring relief. Whether it's through traditional medical practices, holistic therapies, or spiritual means, their actions are guided by an inner wisdom that enables them to restore balance and vitality in those they help. One of the healer's most defining traits is their deep empathy. They possess a remarkable ability to connect with others on an emotional level, often sensing pain that others might overlook. This empathy allows them to address not just the physical symptoms of suffering, but the emotional and psychological burdens that accompany it. Imagine a healer sitting with someone in distress, listening intently as tears flow. Their compassion creates a safe haven, a space where the afflicted can release their pain and begin to heal. Have you ever felt such comfort from someone, as if their very presence was a soothing antidote to your struggles? Healers also embody a deep sense of the knowledge and versatility. They are often skilled in a variety of healing methods, ranging from herbal medicine and acupuncture to energy work and counseling. This broad understanding allows them to tailor their approach to the unique needs of each individual. Think of the Apostle Luke, who is traditionally regarded as a physician, and whose gospel emphasizes the compassion and healing power of Christ. Healers like Luke remind us that their calling often involves blending practical skills with divine insight, creating a holistic approach to care that addresses every facet of a person's being. But the healer's work doesn't stop at alleviating physical pain. They often delve into the deeper, less visible wounds of the soul. Emotional trauma, spiritual disconnection, and psychological burdens are frequently at the root of physical suffering, and the healer's mission is to address these foundational issues. Proverbs 17:22 reminds us, "A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." Healers understand that true healing comes from nurturing the heart and spirit alongside the body. By addressing these interconnected layers, they facilitate lasting renewal that transforms their patients' lives. The path of the healer is not without its challenges. Their deep empathy can sometimes leave them vulnerable to the pain of others, and their desire to help everyone can lead to emotional exhaustion. Yet they persevere, driven by a profound sense of purpose. The healer's reward is not in accolades, but in the quiet satisfaction of knowing they have made a difference, whether by relieving physical pain, mending a broken heart, or guiding someone towards spiritual peace. Ultimately, the healer's role is a reflection of divine compassion in action. They remind us of the power of love, care, and understanding to mend even the deepest wounds. Consider this. What if you, too, possess the ability to heal in some way? Perhaps it is through a kind word, a comforting gesture, or simply being present for someone in need. The healer's journey invites us all to embrace the sacred power of compassion and to recognize that healing, in its many forms, is a gift we are all called to share. The empath soul. Among the chosen ones, the empath soul is a rare and precious being, gifted with the extraordinary ability to perceive and deeply feel the emotions of others. Imagine walking into a room and instantly sensing the joy, pain, or tension lingering in the air. This is the empath's daily reality. Compassion and understanding can make a person feel truly seen, even in the silence of unspoken words. That is the essence of the empath soul, a chosen one whose connection to the emotions of others allows them to offer profound comfort and support. Empath souls are natural caregivers, driven by a deep-seated desire to help those in need. Their heightened sensitivity acts like an emotional radar, enabling them to detect distress even when it's unspoken. This gift is reflected in Romans 12:15, which encourages believers to rejoice with those who rejoice, mourn with those who mourn. Empaths live this verse instinctively, embodying a compassion that makes others feel safe and understood. Whether offering a listening ear, a comforting hug, or simply their presence, empaths create a sanctuary where others can unburden their hearts. However, this profound ability to connect with others comes with challenges. Empath souls often struggle with maintaining emotional boundaries, as they tend to absorb the feelings of those around them. Consider a sponge soaking up water. While it's useful for cleaning up messes, it can become oversaturated and ineffective if it absorbs too much. Similarly, empaths may find themselves overwhelmed, carrying the collective emotional weight of others. Have you ever felt exhausted after supporting someone through a tough time? For empaths, this is a frequent experience, as they not only feel their own emotions, but also take on the burdens of others. The empath's journey requires learning to navigate this delicate balance. They must discern when to engage deeply and when to step back to protect their own well-being. This is not selfishness, it's wisdom. Even Jesus, in all his compassion, took time to retreat and recharge. In Mark 6, He tells his disciples, "Come with me by yourselves to a quiet place and get some rest." Empaths, too, must prioritize moments of solitude to reflect, recover, and renew their emotional strength. Empath souls also possess a unique ability to foster healing and transformation. Their deep understanding of others' emotions often equips them to guide people through difficult experiences, offering insights that others might overlook. For example, an empath might intuitively sense the hidden pain behind someone's anger, addressing the root cause rather than the surface reaction. This capacity to see beyond the obvious makes them powerful agents of emotional and spiritual growth in the lives of those they touch. Yet, the empath's role is not confined to comforting individuals. Their gift can also be a force for collective healing. Think of the empathic leaders throughout history who have channeled their sensitivity into social change, advocating for justice and compassion on a grand scale. Their ability to feel the pain of the oppressed and the marginalized drives them to act, embodying the call of Micah 6:8, to act justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with your God. For empaths, self-care and spiritual grounding are essential. Practices like prayer, meditation, or journaling can help them release the emotions they've absorbed and reconnect with their own inner peace. By nurturing themselves, empaths ensure they can continue to offer their unique gift to the world without becoming depleted. As you consider the empath soul, ask yourself, do I resonate with this description? Have I been called to serve others through empathy and compassion? If so, your gift is a precious one. Empaths remind us of the power of understanding and connection, showing that sometimes simply feeling deeply is the first step toward healing the world. The Endurer. In the realm of chosen ones, the Endurer shines as a symbol of unbreakable resilience and steadfast determination. There is something awe-inspiring about those who rise stronger after every fall, facing life's tempests with courage rather than despair. These individuals, the endurers, embody the power of perseverance. Their journey teaches us that hardship is not the end of the road, but an invitation to grow, adapt, and thrive. Endurers inspire others to press forward, demonstrating through their actions that obstacles are stepping stones to success. Endurers are not defined by an absence of challenges, but by their ability to rise above them. Their resilience is deeply rooted in their inner strength, a combination of emotional fortitude, mental clarity, and spiritual resolve. Consider the Apostle Paul, who endured imprisonment, persecution, and countless trials, yet proclaimed in Philippians 4:13, "I can do all this through him who gives me strength." Endurers live by this principle, finding the courage to face personal struggles, professional challenges, and social injustices with grace and determination. This resilience goes beyond mere survival. It transforms adversity into opportunity. When faced with setbacks, endurers ask themselves, what can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger through this experience? Their perspective mirrors the wisdom of James 1:2-4, which encourages believers to consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Endurers thrive in the refining fire of challenges, emerging with greater clarity, strength, and purpose. One of the defining traits of endurers is their ambition. They set lofty goals and remain committed to achieving them regardless of the obstacles in their path. Their relentless drive pushes them beyond their perceived limits, inspiring others to aim higher and work harder. Think of figures like Nelson Mandela, who endured decades of imprisonment, yet emerged with a vision of peace and reconciliation that transformed a nation. Endurers do not settle for mediocrity. They pursue excellence with unwavering focus, showing us that perseverance and ambition can move mountains. The journey of the endurer, however, is not without its struggles. Their determination can sometimes lead to exhaustion or isolation as they push themselves beyond what seems possible. Yet, their strength lies in their ability to keep going, even when the odds are stacked against them. Endurers understand the importance of leaning on their faith and their support systems during these times. In Isaiah 40:31, we find reassurance for the weary. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Endurers draw from this divine promise, finding the energy to continue their journey. Beyond their personal pursuits, endurers serve as a beacon of hope and encouragement for those around them. Their lives demonstrate the power of persistence, inspiring others to confront their own challenges with courage. Imagine someone struggling with a difficult decision or a seemingly insurmountable obstacle. The presence of an endurer can transform their outlook, reminding them that perseverance leads to victory. Have you ever felt uplifted by the determination of someone who refused to give up, no matter how tough the circumstances? The legacy of the endurer is one of transformation. Through their struggles, they not only grow stronger, but also inspire others to persevere. Their stories remind us that setbacks are not failures, but opportunities to learn and evolve. As you reflect on the endurer's journey, consider this. What challenges in your life could become opportunities for growth? How might your perseverance inspire those around you? The endurer calls us all to embrace life's trials with courage, knowing that every step forward brings us closer to becoming the best versions of ourselves. The rebel. Among the chosen ones, the rebel stands as a fearless challenger of norms, a disruptor of complacency, and a herald of transformation. Have you ever felt the urge to question the way things are, to push against rules or traditions that seem outdated or unjust? That restless drive for change lies at the heart of the rebel's mission. Rebels are not content with blind acceptance. They seek truth, justice, and authenticity, even when it means defying societal expectations. Their courage and conviction inspire others to question, reflect, and ultimately transform their own lives and communities. The rebel's journey begins with a question: why are things this way, and must they stay the same? This inclination to challenge authority and tradition is not born out of rebellion for its own sake, but from a deep desire to uncover and correct flaws in the systems around them. Consider the story of Moses, who defied Pharaoh to liberate the Israelites from slavery. In Exodus 3:10, God calls him to this revolutionary mission. So now go. I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt. Like Moses, rebels are driven by a sense of purpose that compels them to stand against injustice and fight for liberation. One of the rebels' defining traits is their commitment to authenticity. They prioritize living in alignment with their values over conforming to societal expectations. This commitment often places them at odds with the status quo, but it also makes them deeply inspiring figures. Imagine a rebel refusing to follow an unjust law, not out of spite, but because it contradicts their core beliefs. Their authenticity challenges those around them to examine their own lives, prompting questions like, am I living true to my values? What changes do I need to make to align with my own sense of purpose? Rebels lead not just through words, but through their example, showing that it is possible and powerful to live authentically. The rebel's path is one of constant self-discovery. As they question societal norms, they also confront their own beliefs, biases, and limitations. This inner journey refines their understanding of what they stand for and why. Think of Jesus, who not only challenged religious and societal norms, but also redefined what it meant to love and serve others. In Matthew 5:17, he declares, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them." Jesus' rebellion was not about destruction, but about transformation, pushing humanity toward a higher understanding of love, mercy, and justice. The rebel's role, however, is not an easy one. Their questioning nature and refusal to conform often draw resistance, criticism, and even hostility. Yet, it is precisely this tension that fuels their growth and drives change. Rebels understand that transformation requires discomfort and courage. As Galatians 5:1 reminds us, "It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery." Rebels take this call to heart, standing firm in their convictions despite the challenges they face. Rebels are also visionaries, capable of imagining a better future and inspiring others to join them in creating it. Their critiques of the present are not simply complaints, they are rooted in hope and a desire for progress. Think of historical figures like Martin Luther King Jr., whose dream of equality and justice continues to inspire generations. Rebels like him challenge us to see beyond the limitations of our current reality and to work toward a world that reflects our highest ideals. Ultimately, the rebel's journey is about liberation, both personal and collective. Their defiance of societal norms opens doors for others to question, grow, and transform. As you consider the rebel's path, ask yourself, what injustices am I called to challenge? What changes in my life or community might I help inspire? The rebel reminds us that transformation begins with the courage to question and the authenticity to live in alignment with our true selves. The warrior. Unlike other chosen ones, the warrior stands as a stalwart defender, a courageous figure called to protect the vulnerable and confront the forces of injustice. Acts of selfless bravery, such as stepping forward to protect others despite the risks, are unforgettable examples of true courage. That is the essence of the warrior, whose mission is defined by bravery, discipline, and an unshakable sense of duty. Warriors remind us that true strength is not just physical, but also moral, a steadfast commitment to safeguarding what is right, even when the cost is high. The warrior's role is often one of confrontation, not out of aggression but necessity. They are called to engage with threats that others might shy away from, embodying the words of Psalm 144. 1. Praise be to the Lord my rock, who trains my hands for war, my fingers for battle. Whether the battle is physical, emotional, or spiritual, the warrior's preparation and courage ensure they are ready to act. Their readiness is not about seeking conflict, but about being prepared to confront it when justice or protection demands. Warriors possess a rare combination of physical prowess and mental fortitude. Their physical strength, honed through discipline and training, equips them to handle external threats, while their mental resilience enables them to face fear and uncertainty without faltering. Think of David, who as a young shepherd faced the giant Goliath with nothing more than a sling, stones, and unshakable faith. In the 1 Samuel 17:45, David declares, "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." This story illustrates the warrior's reliance not only on skill, but also on faith and moral clarity. A defining characteristic of warriors is their sense of duty and honor. They are guided by a strong moral code that emphasizes protecting the innocent, confronting evil, and upholding integrity. For the warrior, every action is rooted in a commitment to these principles. Imagine a soldier who risks their life to save a child from danger, or a whistleblower who exposes corruption despite personal risk. Such acts demonstrate the warrior's unwavering dedication to justice and the greater good. This code of honor often requires personal sacrifice. Warriors understand that their calling may involve great risks, whether physical harm, emotional strain, or even death. Yet they willingly accept these challenges, finding strength in their purpose. John 15:13 echoes this noble sacrifice. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. Warriors embody this sacrificial love, standing as protectors even when the odds are against them. While many associate warriors with battlefields, their role extends beyond physical combat. Warriors confront moral and spiritual conflicts, standing up against injustice in all its forms. They might be activists fighting for human rights, advocates defending the oppressed, or spiritual warriors confronting darkness with truth and light. Consider Joan of Arc, a young woman who, driven by faith, led armies to liberate her people, ultimately sacrificing her life for her convictions. Warriors like her inspire us to ask, what injustices am I called to face? How can I use my strengths to protect and uplift others? The warrior's discipline and bravery often make them natural leaders. Their actions inspire those around them to rise to challenges, to defend what is right, and to find courage in the face of fear. Warriors lead not just with strength but with example, showing others that justice requires action and that true leadership involves service and sacrifice. Ultimately, the warrior's mission is a reflection of divine justice and protection. They remind us that while the fight for what is right can be arduous, it is also deeply rewarding. They teach us that strength, when guided by honor and purpose, becomes a powerful force for good in the world. The Seeker. Among the chosen ones, the Seeker stands out as an eternal student of life, driven by an unquenchable thirst for knowledge and understanding. The search for deeper meaning often begins with a pull to explore the mysteries of life, purpose, and existence beyond the surface. This insatiable curiosity is the hallmark of the Seeker, whose mission extends beyond personal growth to guiding others toward greater awareness and wisdom. Seekers remind us that the pursuit of truth is a journey, not a destination, and that enlightenment is found in the quest itself. The Seeker's path is marked by an unrelenting curiosity that leads them to explore the unknown. Like the biblical figure of the Solomon, who prayed for wisdom above all else, Seekers value understanding as the highest treasure. In the Proverbs 4:7, we are reminded, "The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom. Though it cost all you have, get understanding." Seekers embody this principle, dedicating themselves to uncovering deeper truths about the universe, humanity, and the divine. Their quest often takes them across disciplines, cultures, and philosophies as they weave together insights that transcend boundaries. Seekers are perpetual learners, constantly expanding their horizons through study, experience, and exploration. Whether through formal education, travel, or personal reflection, they are driven to uncover new perspectives and integrate them into their understanding. Imagine a traveler exploring ancient ruins, a scholar delving into sacred texts, or a scientist unraveling the mysteries of the cosmos. These pursuits reflect the Seeker's devotion to knowledge, a devotion that not only enriches their own lives, but also benefits those around them. Have you ever been inspired by someone who shared their insights, sparking your own curiosity and growth? A defining trait of Seekers is their open-mindedness. They approach life with a sense of wonder, embracing diverse viewpoints and challenging established norms. This willingness to question and explore sets them apart, allowing them to integrate wisdom from varied sources and uncover truths that others might overlook. Think of the Apostle Paul, who, in Acts 17:23, acknowledged the spiritual curiosity of the Athenians and used their altar to an unknown God as a bridge to share the gospel. Like Paul, seekers are skilled at connecting disparate ideas, creating pathways for deeper understanding. Seekers are not content with easy answers or surface-level understanding. They delve deeply into complex questions, seeking the fundamental truths that lie beneath. This pursuit often involves a willingness to embrace uncertainty and to wrestle with ambiguity. For the seeker, unanswered questions are not frustrations but opportunities to grow. Their journey reflects the wisdom of Jeremiah 29:13. "You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart." Seekers understand that the act of seeking itself is transformative, shaping their character and perspective as they pursue greater understanding. While the seeker's path is deeply rewarding, it is not without its challenges. Their relentless pursuit of truth can sometimes lead to isolation, as others may struggle to understand their intense curiosity or their willingness to question established norms. Yet, seekers persevere, finding joy in the journey and purpose in the discoveries they share. They often serve as guides and advisors, illuminating paths for others to follow. Consider the influence of mentors, thought leaders, or spiritual teachers in your own life. Individuals who, through their wisdom, have helped you see the world in a new light. These are the seekers, sharing the fruits of their exploration to uplift and inspire others. Ultimately, the seeker's mission is one of enlightenment, for themselves and for those they touch. Their insatiable curiosity and open-mindedness remind us all to keep asking questions, to keep learning, and to never stop seeking. The seeker invites us all to embrace the unknown, to pursue wisdom with passion, and to find meaning in the journey toward greater understanding. Do you see yourself fitting into any of these types of chosen ones? Or perhaps you resonate with multiple roles, blending traits that make your journey truly unique. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. It's important to remember that you don't have to fit perfectly into one category. Every individual is a beautiful mosaic of characteristics shaped by experiences, purpose, and divine design. Embrace the truth that you are extraordinary, uniquely crafted for a mission only you can fulfill. If you've made it this far, thank you for joining me on this exploration of the chosen ones. Your time and attention means so much. If you found this content thought-provoking or inspiring, I invite you to show your support by liking this post and sharing it with others who might benefit from its insights. Your engagement helps spread these messages to more people seeking inspiration and understanding. Finally, I encourage you to share your experiences or reflections in the comments below. How do these roles resonate with your life or those around you? I would love to hear your story. As we part ways for now, may you walk in your purpose with courage and grace. May you find wisdom, strength, and love on your journey. Until we meet again, take care, stay curious, and be the light in the world. Blessings to you all.